Now, many of you have come with questions about life, questions about personal problems, difficulties, the way people resist you sometimes. And I cannot, in 1 hour, answer all those 500 questions. So what do we do? Ask one single question in your mind, the answer to which question is the answer to all questions. It is a question that every child has asked at some time or the other in his childhood. And you also asked. A question that all the philosophers of the world have asked also, and have written volumes to answer that question. In China's Chan school of meditation, a disciple may be given a series of 1,700 questions. The very first question is the one I am going to present to you. It is the question that all the yogis of India advise their disciples to ask. So your question to me now is, what is that question? What do you think? That question is, who am I? What am I? Ask that question, find answer to that question, and all your other questions will be answered. Okay? So how do I find out who am I, what am I? The second question that arises out of that question is, tell me, who is asking the question? Is your lips and tongue asking the question? Is your voice box asking the question? When you say, who am I, the breath that comes out of your mouth, is that breath asking the question? Who is asking the question? Is your brain asking the question? How did that question arise in the brain out of a sudden? The brain map in neurology shows hundreds of parts of the brain. Which part of the brain is asking the question? Did all those parts of the brain gather together and have a conference and say, well, let us agree on asking this question? Can we answer that question in one evening? So ask, who am I? And then ask, who is asking the question? The answer to the second question is the answer to the first question. Okay? It is to find the answer to that question that we meditate. You say, I am tense, I am stressed. Who is it who is tense, who is stressed? Your muscles, your breath, your brain? From where does this question arise inside you? If you can find the answer to this, you can find answer to every question, every other question in the world. So for a moment, let us try this for 2 minutes. 1 minute. Just close your eyes. Let your body and mind relax. And let the question arise in your mind, who am I, what am I? And then with your eyes closed, look to see from where in you is this question arising. Open your eyes. Now, you did not quite get the answer to the question, but you found a territory that you can begin to explore. Instead of sending man to the moon, send the mind inside you. Space exploration is all right. It is a good adventure. But the exploration of the space of mind inside you is a much greater adventure. In that adventure, at every step, there is a beautiful surprise. When you go home tonight, start writing a spiritual journal. Start writing a spiritual diary. Start with this question. And write down, when you went in for half a minute to answer the question, what feeling did you get? That feeling is not yet the answer, but it is a start, it is a beginning of that vast adventure and exploration. And I can assure you from the stories that many, many great yogis and meditation masters have reached enlightenment by asking that question. As you are beginning to explore that vast space within you, it is like a spaceship passing through many, many suns and planets. You will pass realms of depth and further depth. You will discover in yourself complex frameworks and networks of many energies. The energy of prana, what you call chi. Everybody talks about it, but what exactly does it look like? What does it feel like when it is awakened in you? What happens inside you when that energy is awakened in you? Then you will find a layer of energies called the mind. Everybody talks about the mind, but nobody has seen the mind. If I ask you to describe mind, you will not be able to answer, because mind is a very special type of energy field through which the energy of the spirit passes into prana and chi. Please understand, the energy of consciousness, that is pure spirit, like a sun, it sends its rays through the mind, which mind is another kind of energy field. And if that mind field, the energy field called the mind, is pure and clear, then the energy passing into prana and chi is pure, clear, and intense. So you draw the energy from the spirit into a very clear and beautiful sky like mind, and from there you bring it into your prana. That is the process that the masters use. Those who have not yet become masters, who are still disciples, they use it in reverse. They try to awaken the prana, and from that prana they try to go into the mind, and from that mind they try to go into the spirit. All this knowledge has been passed down thousands of generations, both in India and in China. But a large number of people are at the verge of forgetting this knowledge. When they think of energies, they only think of electricity and magnetism and atomic energy. Those are exterior forms of energy. The interior forms are what I am describing to you. That is your very life force. So start that exploration from today. The way to your prana will open through your breath. The way to the mind will open through the prana. The way to the spirit will open through the mind. Then you will learn to draw the spiritual power into the mind power into prana and chi, and your breath will become smooth and gentle, and your mind will flow smooth and gentle. And through that breath and prana, you will energize your body, you will heal your body. But why do you want to heal the body? Why do you want to live long? What do you want to do with that long life? Be bored? Watch more TV programs? Some people have only that as the purpose of their life. Play more video games when you are 95 years old? What do you want to do with that long life? The only goal worth pursuing with this body is one. That goal is to become a Bodhisattva. Not just go to the temple once a week and worship, light the incense and come home and then watch your video. What do the Bodhisattvas think of your videos? Have you ever shown them? What will they say? They'll say, what do you find in here? What lasting satisfaction is there for you in it? You come and worship us, the Bodhisattva says. You worship us because you love us and you like us. Then why don't you become like us? It is said in the traditions of India and China that every soul is a potential Bodhisattva. There's a Kuan Yin within you. In India, we call Kuan Yin Mother Tara. You know this mantra in Sanskrit that you all recite. Tare tuttare ture swaha. That Tare is a vocative form of Tara. That is the Indian word for Kuan Yin. It means the Divine Mother who takes us across the ocean. Which ocean? The ocean of sorrow, the ocean of your difficulties, the ocean of this worldly confusion. And then because it mentioned taking us across the ocean, it also became a protective goddess of the sailors. But we are all sailors, and our boat is this body. And this boat runs on the wind of breath. That is the meaning of Tara, Kuan Yin. But there is a Tara, there is a Kuan Yin, there is a Bodhisattva in you. And when you will start finding the answer to the first question, who am I? You will meet all of them inside you. And there will come a time, perhaps many centuries from now, that the world will come and worship you because you have become the Bodhisattva. But don't try to become the Bodhisattva so that the world may worship you.
但是这个不是你要成为菩萨的目的。
Then you will never become one. To become a Bodhisattva, they had to abandon all their ego. They had to make themselves small. They had to make themselves humble. They had to make themselves very, very sweet. They had to learn the art of speaking in such a way that no one can say no in their presence. That is the quality of a Bodhisattva. They are not there waiting for you to come light your incense. You go light your incense because that is one way you connect with them. Connect with their consciousness. Connect your consciousness to their consciousness and ask them, please, how can I become like you? This is the greatest ambition. It is to fulfill this ambition that you want to live long. Not so that you can enjoy playing video games when you are at the age of 105. Okay? When you are 105, they will have very, very more interesting video games than today's. But will that satisfy you? Will it give you everlasting satisfaction? So, enjoy the world you are enjoying. Do your worldly duties that you have to do, but at the same time, take some time every day to pursue the real goal of answering the question, who am I? What am I? Who is asking this question? The real goal of how can I become a Bodhisattva? And if you think that once you become a Bodhisattva, all your problems are over, forget it. You think that the Bodhisattvas have no problems? You want to know their problem? We are their problem. All the uncountable living beings in all the thousands and millions of worlds, okay, living in ignorance, and from that ignorance going through all this suffering, and they have to liberate all of us. You have one child in your house, and how much attention you have to pay to that child to educate him and take care of him when he is sick and feed him when he is hungry and wipe his tears when he is crying. And those Bodhisattvas, how many crying children they have? This is only a very small gathering. Your problems begin when you become a Bodhisattva. You know? But they also have the capacity. The mother has the capacity to wipe the child's tears. And the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Christs of the universe, they have the capacity to wipe our tears. That is why we go to them. Okay? Do you know the vow of a Bodhisattva? When one decides that, yes, all right, I shall become a Bodhisattva in some lifetime, the vow of a Bodhisattva is, I will not fear. I will not step back. I will not abandon the path until all the uncountable myriad living beings in all the uncountable worlds have been liberated from their ignorance and suffering. Until that time, I will not enter nirvana. That is the vow of the Bodhisattva. In the language of the yogis, we call them Jivan Mukta, living in the body, liberated, coming down to the world again and again to free us, What do we do to respond to them? So learn to respond to those bodhisattvas. Learn to respond to the yoga masters who have reached that state. You have small goals at the moment. The goal of buying that big car, the goal of moving to a bigger apartment, getting a promotion at your job, making a little bit more profit in your business. And if you are a mother-in-law, your ambition is that you will have an obedient daughter-in-law. And if you are a daughter-in-law, your prayer is that you will have a kindly mother-in-law. What other problems do you have? In one of my books, I have written that if you want to solve your small problems, take on a bigger problem. And your small problem will get lost in that bigger problem. And your capacity to help the world will grow. Through the practice of meditation, your capacity grows. Because the spirit sends its consciousness energy into the mind. Because the mind then sends its energy, its power into prana and chi. That gives power to your body and your emotions, and your emotions do not become so easily disturbed. If you want to solve the small problem of disturbing and disturbed emotions, learn to make your breath smooth. Okay? And through that breath, you will start your exploration of the energy worlds inside you. Okay? In you, there are centers of energy. When you start exploring who am I, you will find that you are one energy system. And in that energy system, there are many smaller energy systems. The way a single electric current passing secretly in the big tube inside the wall, and it has little sockets. Now, what is that energy going to do for you? What is that electricity going to do for you? You want it to cool your food, you plug in your refrigerator. You want to heat your room, you plug in the heater. You want more breeze, you plug in your fan. Same energy cools, same energy heats, same energy powers the fan and gives you breeze. Same energy runs your TV or any other machine, right? Your computer. Similarly, there is one energy current of consciousness that is passing through you. From the base of the spine to the top of the head. We call it, in yoga, we call it the Kundalini. It's like a very intense, powerful, straight line of lightning. The colors you cannot imagine are in that lightning. Notes of music you have not imagined are in that lightning. All the mantras are in that lightning. That lightning connects you to all the bodhisattvas. That lightning inside you connects you to the Buddhas. That lightning inside you, if you believe in Jesus, connects you to Jesus. That lightning is connected to different psychophysiological instruments. So in yoga, we call it Mooladhara Chakra, the lowest, at the base of the spine, where we sit. Okay? It has its own functions. It gives us stability. People who shift around when they are sitting and flit from job to job because they cannot settle on one thing. they have not yet awakened the energy in the Muladhara chakra. When that energy will awaken, you will become stabilized. Okay? Swadhisthana chakra in your genital region, the region of creativity, the region through which you create children. When you have mastered that energy, you become naturally a celibate. Then you take that energy, instead of throwing it out, you take that energy, you pull it in and make it into the energy of wisdom. That is why the monks and nuns of all the religions and the swamis all take the vow of celibacy. But majority of them have not been taught how to take that sex energy and absorb it inside and bring it to the seat of wisdom. Then you have the Manipura chakra in the navel region. The masters who taught the various martial arts in China, Korea, and Japan, they taught you to concentrate here. This concentration that the martial art masters teach here in China combines the energy of the lower three chakras and helps you to use that energy for some other purpose. This Manipura chakra is the seat of the prana power. Okay? It converts the coarse matter of food into prana energy. Then you have a psychophysiological machine connected to that lightning in the region of the heart. The Anahata chakra, we call it. Okay? Here, ordinary people feel all the different emotions. One who has gone on the path of inward exploration does not suffer these disturbed emotions because he has turned this energy of the Anahata chakra inwards and his emotions become stabilized. The same things, same situations that make you tense, in the same situation, the yogi becomes relaxed. That is the test. The same situations in which you become angry, in the same situations, the yogi smiles, so that the angry person may go away smiling. You want that power? That no one can get you angry? That angry person comes near you and goes away smiling? People want all kinds of powers, but they don't seek this kind of power. When this center of consciousness called Anahata in the heart center opens, then you have that power. That whoever comes in your presence feels loved. Okay? Then you have the throat center of consciousness. In the language of yoga, in the Sanskrit language, we call it Vishuddha chakra. Okay? The center of creativity, center of speech, center of music, center of arts. Okay? But people use the energy, blah, 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 blah. They don't turn the energy inwards to make it creative. Okay? The Muladhara chakra is the center of the earth element. The Swadhisthana, the second chakra, is the center of the water element. The third chakra in the navel center is the center of fire element. The Anahata chakra, the fourth center, is the center of the air element. The Vishuddha chakra in the throat center is the center of Akasha, the center of space element. And then you have the center between the eyebrows. Sometimes when you see the old paintings in the caves, in the temples, the fairies and so on, they have a mark here. Married women in India, they always wear a red mark here. Sometimes you take the prayer mark here. When I give a blessing, I touch the lotus oil and I make a mark here. This is the center of light. This is the center of the light of wisdom, light of knowledge. This is the way to go inside. You can go inside through any center, but this is the sixth center. Okay? And there are special ways of concentrating on these centers. And then you have the 1,000-petal lotus in the crown, where we call it the Mount Kailasha. You know the Mount Kailasha in Tibet, the mountain of Shiva, the mountain of the Buddhas, the sacred mountain that many Buddhists also go for pilgrimage and many Hindus go for pilgrimage. That Mount Kailasha is here also. This is inside. All the places of pilgrimage in the world are projections of the sacred temples inside you. The divine powers that reside inside you, when they show themselves outside, we build temples to them. When you will learn to make your breath flow smooth and gentle, you will find out what are the powers residing in these centers of consciousness in you. And you will realize your true nature. There are special mantras also by which the realization of these truths is helped. I will teach you 2 mantras today. These mantras are all in Sanskrit language, and the great masters like Kumarajiva and Shensang and Yitzing, they brought these Sanskrit texts from India and they translated into Chinese. But the original has been forgotten here. So I reintroduce the original Sanskrit mantras to you. One mantra is, first I give you translation. All natures and attributes are pure by nature. I am pure by nature. That is one mantra. My nature is like a diamond in which the realization of the knowledge of the emptiness of all other natures dwells. I am of the nature of a diamond, brilliant and strong, okay, in which the knowledge of the emptiness of all other natures exists. So when you want to know your true nature, remember this. Let me teach you these and you can obtain the CD to remember, recite if you like. First mantra, repeat after me. Okay. Swabhava, 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 Shunya, 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 Sarva, 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 Dharmaha, 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 Swabhava, 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 Shuddho, 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 Aham, Aham, Aham. All attributes of nature are empty of any nature and they are pure. I am pure by nature. Aham means I. Okay? Swabhava shunyaha sarvadharmaha swabhava shuddhoham swabhava shunyaha sarvadharmaha swabhava shuddhoham Svabhava Shunyaha Sarvadharmaha Svabhava Shuddhoham. This is one mantra. Second one that I translated for you, you can repeat. Okay. Shunyata, 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 Jnana, 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 Vajra, 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 Swabhava, 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 Atmako, 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 Aham, Aham, Aham. Okay, I will recite it for you. Shunyata Jnana Vajra Swabhavatmakoham. Shunyata Jnana Vajra Swabhavatmakoham. Shunyata Jnana Vajra Swabhavatmakoham. Okay. My nature is like a pure and strong diamond, which is the diamond of the knowledge of the emptiness of all things. Aham, I am that. When we ask that question in Sanskrit language, we say Koham. When you say Koham, 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 which means who am I? And the answer is Soham, Soham, Soham. I am that which we have just described. Soham is the answer to the question Koham. All right? So when we start teaching meditation, I use the word Om Namo because many people here know the word Om and they know the word Namo, which is also Sanskrit language words. But actually when we first start teaching meditation, we use the mantra Soham, which is the answer to Koham. Ask yourself, Koham, who am I? And let your breath answer, Soham, I am that. All right? So let us have, once again, 5 minutes of meditation. Bring your mind's attention to yourself. All the gods dwell in you. All Bodhisattvas and the forms of Kuan are living in you. Know yourself to be that. With that awareness, let your mind calm down. When your mind calms down, your whole body relaxes. With a becalmed body and mind, Bring your attention to your breathing. Feel the flow and the touch of your breath in your nostrils. Breathing gently, slowly and smoothly. No break between the breaths. Breathing out, think hum. Breathing in, think so. No break between the breaths, no break in the flow of Soham. Maintain the stream. Swabhava shunya sarvadharma swabhava shuddhoham shunyata jnana vajra Swabhavatmakoham Swabhavashunya Sarvadharma Svabhava Shuddhoham Shunyata Jnana Vajra Svabhavatmakoham Svabhava Shunyaha Sarvadharma Svabhava Shuddhoham Shunyata Jnana Vajra Svabhavatmakoham Soham. Gently open your eyes. Remember your nature. Act from that nature. Speak from that nature. Think from that nature. Remember, you are a potential Bodhisattva. May all the Bodhisattvas bless you. Yes, the question asked is, we spoke of the 5 elements of the 5 centers of consciousness, but I did not mention the elements for the 6th and the 7th. The 6th is the mind, and 7th is Shiva, Buddha, Guru. The question asked is, I say, do not say no to others. How do we accomplish that? Become the kind of person to whom no one will say no. It is not that somebody on the street asks you for your purse. I'm not saying don't say no to him. But become the kind of person to whom nobody asks for his purse. Your meditation will make you that kind of person, because there will be a special personality in you. There will be something in your eye and in your smile that no one can say no to you. Okay? It is not saying no to the world inside you. The moment you think a critical thought about somebody, immediately observe yourself, catch yourself. Does that person have any good qualities? When I think a critical thought about that person, it makes my mind unpleasant. Why do I want to make my mind unpleasant? If I think of that person's good qualities, it will make my mind pleasant. And when my mind is pleasant, my personality will be pleasant. And then no one else will also think critical thoughts about it. Okay? So it is an art of learning constant self-observation. What thoughts am I thinking now? In what tone am I speaking to someone? Is that tone a positive tone or is it a negative tone? Slowly, 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 you train yourself. The Buddhahood does not come in one day. But you make a start. When you are going from here to home and some thought critical of somebody arises in your mind, observe that thought. When you go to bed at night tonight, do not think of all the unpleasant things that happen to you during the day. Lie down and think of what pleasant things happened to you during the day. Not the shopkeeper who spoke to you roughly. It does not help you to think about him. Think of the shopkeeper who served you pleasantly. Think of the bird you saw flying. Think of the flower you saw. Think of that beautiful child in the mall you passed by. How many pleasant things have happened to you today, and you're going to lie down and prepare bad things for your dreams? And then tomorrow you go to some psychology counselor and say, I'm having bad dreams? Save that money. Okay? Very simple things. It's only a matter of retraining yourself. All right? When you fear that someone is hurting you, is it that person's problem or your problem? Your reaction is your problem. His action is his problem. Pray that he becomes a better person. What are the unhappy things in his life because of which he is being hurtful? Oh my God, oh my Buddha, oh my Jesus, help him so that he does not hurt so much inside that he becomes so angry. That you do not react in this way, that is your problem. Okay? You are not responsible for his act, but you are responsible for your reaction. You can have this kind of a pleasant prayer reaction, and I assure you that that prayer will reach him, if it is sincere. If you have learned the real art, if it really goes from deep inside you, that prayer will help him. Okay? Next time you go to the temple, pray. That person who was angry, may his anger be reduced. Okay? So it is a matter of training yourself. Remember, his actions are his problem, but your reaction is your problem. And you can choose your reaction. Don't be helpless. You have the power to change. All right? Okay, that's a very good question. Perhaps those who do not know will now know that we have a system of full moon meditations. And people in all parts of the world sit with me on the full moon day. On the full moon day, at a certain time, I sit with the people of India. And one time I sit with the people of America. One time I sit with the people of Africa and Europe. And one time I sit with people of this whole East Asia, from Singapore to Japan. Wherever you are, you sit for 1 hour, half hour, 15 minutes. Most of the time, follow the meditation method that we have taught. Relaxation, breathing. You can ask for guided CDs of that. And then a little time just to be quiet. Okay? Just be there, that is all. Before you want to learn more about chakras, learn first about breath. We take people through long training. We teach them how to breathe from the navel center. We teach them how to feel the breath in the nostril. Now, if you're not sitting correctly and you want to concentrate on your chakras, you are going to be all warped up energy. You will have pain here and you will have pain there. And then you will say, this meditation is good, no good, it causes all kinds of pains. So first you have to learn how to sit balanced and how to sit straight. And there's a training for that. After you have mastered the correct way of sitting and breathing, then we give your personal mantra. After you have done that personal mantra, Then we teach you how to breathe as though the breath is flowing through the spine. Then when you have become proficient in that, then we look at you and decide which is your chakra to meditate on. For that, there is a special sitting together with the meditation guide who takes your consciousness into that chakra. Then there are special mantras for different chakras. There are special syllables for different chakras. There are different colors and diagrams for different chakras. So it depends on how much your mind can handle, that much we give at that time. Akasha is not emptiness. Akasha is a special form of matter, the way air is and fire is. I have recordings of guided meditations for all of the different chakras, but we do not give them out freely. We give them to the right people at the right time.
必须要选对时机给准备好了的人。
All right.
好吗？